Cheers, I do buckaroos, and how the heck are you? I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer. I have one I haven't had before that I've been dying to try, in all honesty. Mostly for the name. New Riff Single Barrel Bourbon, a Kentucky straight whiskey, 102.8 proof, 51.4%, barrel number 17-0532, distilled and bottled by New Riff Distilling, Newport, Kentucky. A new riff on an old tradition. Each new riff barrel is singular in personality and flavor. Selected for its quality and complexity, bottled at barrel proof, and without chill filtration. That's important. We preserve the character of the barrel all the way to your glass. Aged at least 4 years, so it's a minimum of a 4-year-old bourbon. Let me show you that. So you can take a look at that label there. I'll show you the back end. Just in case you're curious, I've got some for neat and rocks. I want to put the neat off to the side and concentrate on the rocks to start with. I don't want much more to melt in here. Using a small globe mold. I have heard good things about this one. I've been trying to try it for a while. And I got what I feel is a good price on this one for the proof. And a single barrel, it was right at $50, so I feel like that's pretty reasonable. Get a lot of vanilla on the nose. I also get a lot of dark fruit. I was expecting to get more vanilla, but I got a lot of dark fruit on the nose. Overripe plum, for instance. Some date, maybe some raisin as well. But yeah, you're going to find some oak and some spice, all the usual suspects. Ah, geez whiz, that's good. Yeah, ain't bad. Wow. I have a feeling I'm about 30 seconds away from the sweet spot. Where you get that right amount of cold, that right amount of water to melt, that brings all those sugars to the surface. Let's see if I'm right. So a lot of bourbons you put on the rocks, and they kind of lose themselves, and they get a little watery. This one, it really retains the viscosity, which I like. The mouthfeel is very pleasant, let's just say. Yeah, it's got that silky smooth texture. It's just enough. Toffee, I get slight amaretto notes as well. And then dark fruit, yeah, I get a very dark, very overripe plum note. Some raisin for sure, and some date. Yeah, now I'm very clear on it. Anyways, yeah, there's a lot of vanilla. And quite frankly, you can't have too much vanilla for me. I love vanilla, especially in a bourbon. Yeah, a lot of big toasted oak in the finish. Some spice notes. It's not very spicy, though, I'll be honest with you. I've been having a lot of different bourbons lately, and I've been getting a lot of spice. This one isn't as spicy as most I've had lately. That's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just an observation. I'm just telling you. But yeah, so typically you get a lot of cinnamon. I'm not getting as much cinnamon here. I'm getting more allspice than cinnamon. Because it's more subtle than cinnamon, per se. And maybe just a slight hint of clove as well. Yeah, at 102 proof, it is very fine to put on some ice. It handles it well. You're not going to lose her. It's probably a whiskey, in all honesty, that should be drank neat because of the quality of the whiskey. However, being the curious soul that I am, I'm probably going to have to make a cocktail out of it. I know I'm going to have to try to make a Manhattan, but might have to try a whiskey sour and or an old fashioned as well. But a Manhattan is always a given. But been in a whiskey sour kind of mood lately, so I may do a whiskey sour. Got some Tom Gray and the Boys at Delta Moon in the background, if you can hear it. Right here in your blind spot. Bottom line, very nice. It never got quite as sweet as I was expecting. That's actually a good thing for me and my taste buds, because a lot of bourbons get extremely sweet. This one didn't get there, and I'm okay with that. Again, it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just an observation. I'm just telling you. You will get some sugars. You get a hint of very light brown sugar because you feel just a touch of molasses. And you might feel some light honey notes in there as well. But that's kind of one thing I'm actually really liking about it right now is that it isn't extremely sweet. There you go, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go neat, man. Anyways. Using my Maker's rocks glass here. Now I've got my Beam Black neat glass. I love this glass for drinking these. Perfect shape. Oh, see, wow. I'm getting aromas that I didn't pick up while I was on the rocks. So now I'm, okay, yeah, maybe. So the first thing I noticed right off the top was butterscotch. Which, although it is known as an off flavor in craft beer, it isn't an off flavor in bourbon. And I've had to explain that to a lot of folks. No, butterscotch isn't an off flavor. Or aroma. A lot of butterscotch right away, yeah. Also some brown sugar notes. Certainly going to get some vanilla, as we mentioned earlier. And I'm feeling more spice on the nose with her neat. So it does change a lot on the rocks. Oh, shit, biscuits and gravy. That is good. Wow, yeah. So, I mean, seriously, this is a 102.8 proof, man. And that goes down easier than a Tijuana hooker. That is absolutely delicious. Yeah, so I got a lot of butterscotch on the aroma, not as much on the flavor, but you do get a little bit. Brown sugar, yeah, where I was saying light brown sugar when I was having it on the rocks, it's a very dark brown sugar with some molasses notes as you're drinking it here. Vanilla, yeah, you get a lot of vanilla. And I mentioned the spice was light in the finish, having it on the rocks, and just telling me how much it is changing. It is very drinkable and tasty. But yeah, the flavors are bigger and bolder if you're drinking her neat. There is no lie. So it does have a big, bold, spicy finish if you're drinking her neat. But again, I am getting more allspice than I am cinnamon. I'm getting allspice. I'm getting clove. I'm getting nutmeg. Maybe a slight hint of ginger as well. But I'm really not getting cinnamon in a big way. The oak, the oak, the oak. Don't forget the oak, Tom. Yeah, the oak is brilliant. Nice light toasted oak to round her all out. Oh, this is gorgeous, man. Wow. That is incredibly easy to drink, Nate. Wow, for a 102 proof, that's gorgeous, man. Oh, Lord, I might have to go back to that store tomorrow to see if they got any of those left. At $50 a bottle, yeah, I mean, that really is a bargain for a single barrel at that proof. And sometimes, in the whiskey world, sometimes things are too good to be true. But then again, sometimes other whiskeys are overhyped and overpriced. So sometimes you overlook a bargain because you're kind of worried. And I almost overlooked it because it did seem like too good of a price for a single barrel at that proof. But man, I'm glad I picked that up. That is tasty. I don't want to mention the name, but there was another bourbon. There was a 9-year-old bourbon, so it had a longer age at 93 proof for $51. and I decided to go this route instead, and I'm glad I did. Boy, that is good, man. I will say though, and this is what's interesting though, as I mentioned the viscosity when I was drinking around the rocks, it doesn't lose a lot. I mean, I think you'd have to let it sit on ice a very long time. It holds up better than most whiskeys, it really does. But the viscosity here is just gorgeous, very silky smooth. You don't have to quite chew it, but it's real close, man. It's good. New Riff, oh my lord. I've been wanting to try this one for quite some time. It felt like it was just a little bit out of my budget. But then when I found this for 50 bucks, I thought, oh hell. I'm going to blow my budget. I will just buy one bottle this month. Or one bottle the next 2 months, I guess. I usually allow myself one bottle a month. But then sometimes I go 2 or 3 months without buying one. And then I allow myself 2. Anyway, bottom line, this stuff is gorgeous. New Riff. Oh my lord, I am impressed to no end. Aged at least 4 years. New Riff Distilling. Newport, Kentucky. Oh my goodness, it is good. Again, what I find very interesting about this particular whiskey is it's not very sweet. And maybe that's one of these. Oh, maple! Right there, I just picked up some maple notes. Holy crap, in a basket. Maple, there it is. There it is! Can be. A lot of bourbons have been tasting very sweet to me lately. This one doesn't get that sweet. Maybe that's why I really enjoy it. It is absolutely amazing. I am tough. Yeah, sometimes they just hit me, you know. But my brain is like an old computer, you know. It takes a while sometimes for it to spit out the answer, but it'll get there. That search engine takes a minute, but it'll get there. Yeah, maple, that was it. I was trying to get to maple. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor wisdom man. Just lucky, I guess. More Delta Moon, Tom Gray and the boys. One more time with feeling. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, and all around good guy. Cheers.